So I don't know why I expected this cake to be orange. It is carrot cake and going by that, it should be orange, right? This cake is a great way to eat your vegetables, by the way. Hello everyone, Ameerah here. Today I am trying out Claire Saffitz carrot cake recipe and we need quite a lot of stuff, and just like this, everything will be weighed and sorted out. Magic. If only it were this easy. We need all of this and some cinnamon, ginger powder, ground allspice because I do not have ground cloves like the recipe called for, some baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. The first thing we are going to do is to lightly toast the pecans. Oven temperature is 175 degrees and it is going to bake for about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it because it burns pretty quickly. Now for what we will make our wet ingredients, get your freshly grated carrots and tip in a larger bowl because you figured out this one is too small. Pour the buttermilk and stir as evenly possible. This is going to make the carrots softer. Add your vanilla extract and freshly grated ginger. Now if you have been paying attention, you will remember that I listed ground ginger earlier. We are using both fresh and ground ginger. Combine and set aside. To the flour, add your remaining dry ingredients. Whisk and the nuts are done. Transfer to another plate to stop it from toasting any further and so that it can also cool quicker. Large bowl, eggs, white and brown sugar. Whisk on high speed for 5 minutes. Enough time to go through Twitter. What you want is for your mixture to have a ribbon-like consistency. Well, that's what they say. I'm just telling you guys. The mixture should fall on itself like a ribbon and we will pretend this did exactly that. Next is to slowly stream in your oil with your mixer running. This one is called emulsification because we are combining two types of liquid that do not ordinarily mix easily. Do not rush this stage, easy does it. Well, I guess we now know why this is called a hand mixer. It is not very functional by itself. So back to the nuts, pour in a plastic bag and crush. I like crushing. It doesn't have to be fully pulverized, some big bits are okay. Then add to your remaining dry ingredients and mix. From here on, we join everybody together. These bubbles are really creeping me out, so we alternate. 3 parts dry, 2 parts wet. And of course, once everything is just mixed in and you cannot see any visible pockets of flour anywhere, stop mixing. Again, use a spatula to make sure there are no dry bits anywhere. I have 3 9-inch properly greased tins, and as usual, I'll use a measuring cup to get equal amounts of butter in each tin. Tap to eliminate any air bubbles and bake in a 175-degree preheated oven for about 30 minutes. I didn't turn off my oven after I toasted the nuts. Always check your cakes for doneness before bringing them out. I have some brown butter that I'm going to use for the brown butter cream cheese frosting. If you have never tried anything brown butter before, now is a good time. Maybe not this frosting. I have a brown butter pound cake recipe that I think you should try. The smell and the extra flavor it gives is absolutely amazing. Pour into another bowl and a cold bath is supposed to solidify it. I have some ice cubes and we will give it some time. Ooh, it worked. No, I put it in the freezer for a bit. The ice bath should technically work. Maybe not as solid as this, but it wasn't doing it as quickly as I wanted it. Now, I will whip this up for a bit and there is an explanation as to why my cream cheese looks like this. Also, mix that together before adding about 500 grams of confectioner's sugar. I didn't add vanilla extract because I was scared any extra moisture would ruin it. Still reliving my chocolate cream cheese frosting episode. So I definitely did something wrong because this looks very grainy. At least this is thick enough. Thank God for that. I will let it chill in the fridge before use. The cakes are done and they have been cooling in their tins for over 10 minutes. I will let it cool completely on a wire rack. You know, I think I should have gotten 8-inch pans instead of 9. My cakes come out a little too flat. The cakes are cool enough to be frosted and so it begins. A layer, some frosting, another layer, more frosting, and the third layer. By the time you guys will be watching this video, I would have hopefully gotten a turntable and frosting will probably be a tad easy. More chilling in the fridge and I am really happy there is no leftover frosting. If you know me well enough, you will know where this one went. I have about 50 grams of pecans left and I don't like pecans on its own, so why not just use it? More crushing and this bowl will serve as a boundary. Now let's be honest, isn't this the most beautifully decorated carrot cake you have ever seen in your entire life? I am always super excited when I get to this stage because I finally get to eat what I have made. On the second thought, I think it actually looks kind of orangey. So if you are expecting it to taste anything like carrots, you will be highly disappointed. It tastes absolutely nothing like carrots. With that being said, it is a pretty good cake. I really love the ginger notes coming through. The frosting is really nice. It is nutty and the brown butter is really the star here. I do not really get any cream cheese, anything. But then again, I didn't use as much cream cheese as I should. The frosting has a slight filmy aftertaste for some reason. I do like the texture the pecans give. So this cake is quite heavy. Now to be fair, Claire did mention a hand mixer wouldn't give you something as light as a stand mixer would. So I guess. Still, it didn't stop me from eating a lot like a criminal. In summary, this isn't really my kind of cake. There is a lot going on. I still like the hummingbird cake. Like, I really like the hummingbird cake. And that also had a lot going on. So I guess carrot cake is just not for me. If you want to try a carrot cake out, then by all means. But I don't think I'm going to make this again.